We're going to drop it on the corner. This is a solid 6-foot drop with a booster box inside. All right. Ah! What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. You're watching the channel Dr. Applesauce 2. My name's Will. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys know that God loves you, that I love you, and that there is an awesome plan for your life. Today, we have a very interesting video. We are going to be doing some pressure testing, some torture testing, some acid testing, whatever you want to call it, of a brand new, affordable booster box protector for your modern booster boxes for Pokemon cards. If this is your first time to the channel and you like all things Pokemon, I try to bring you 2 or 3 videos a week. So if you like that type of a thing, hit that subscription button and that notification bell so that you stay updated with all my new videos. Okay, so this is something that I've been really wanting to do a video on for a while, and this is about some new soft protectors, 0.5 millimeter soft protectors for modern booster boxes. Now, I know there are some other options out there, because if you're like me, I have several sealed booster boxes that I want to keep safe, that I want to keep sealed, that I don't want the, the saran wrap type sealing to get messed up. And we do have the option of buying the acrylic versions that are out there. You can get an acrylic case. They're usually about 20, 25 bucks. And then there's not really much beyond that for your modern booster boxes. So what I have here today is I have a soft booster box protector that's actually from Invasion Toys. Now, they sent me one and they asked me to basically pressure test it. So thank you to Invasion Toys for sponsoring today's video. Yes, Invasion Toys has sponsored this video, but we are going to pressure test this thing, and you guys are going to get my real opinions on how it does. You guys are going to see how it does. If it fails miserably, you're going to see the limitations. You're going to see everything. So I did tell Invasion Toys, hey, I will pressure test this thing, but we're going to show the real results to everybody. So let's just take a quick look at the actual booster box protector itself. So let's open it up, and this is a 0.5 millimeter soft protector, okay? So you can see right here. Now this is what this is going to do, and there's their logo. This is going to provide you some protection against drops and easier ways to display them, because you're going to get a nice flat top and everything. Just want to jump in real quick, guys. Here in just a moment, I make a comment about my Evolutions booster box. Just want to make sure everybody understands these specific booster box protectors only fit modern era booster boxes, which would be Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. XY era and previously, they are kind of different sizes, a little bit smaller. So if these do well, Invasion Toys said they will create protectors for different size booster boxes like XY era and things before that. But they wanted to test these and see how they do, and you'll see later in the video that they actually perform quite well. So just to be clear, these specific booster box protectors only fit modern era booster boxes, and currently that's Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. And so you can display them easier, and just for me personally, like I have some Evolutions booster boxes and some other booster boxes that I kind of just don't want chilling in my closet like this. And so something like this that, if the protection works out well, at $6.50 a piece, $6.50 a piece isn't very bad. You could get, a handful of these and then just put your booster boxes in them and then store them easier, store them safer, all kinds of cool things. It'll give you a little bit of protection from dropping and stuff, I'm assuming, but we're going to figure that out here in a minute. And this is just what it kind of looks like. So it is a side loader, so it does load from the side. And I have done a lot of pressure testing with protectors like this for other collectibles, so I am very familiar with this type of material. And it usually does really well. The only difference is that a booster box is quite a bit heavier than most things that are in it. So we're not going to push this to fail. That is not my intention today. I don't want to push this to fail. I want to actually realistically test it in a few ways that we might actually see, things that might actually really happen to it. So let's just take a good look at it right here. You can see that it fits in there side to side. It fits really well. There is I'd say maybe a 1/16 of an inch wiggle room, so not a whole lot. But if you look closely, you do see, and I have measured this out, there is about an 1/8 to 3/16 of an inch gap right there. So if you look, when you go top to bottom, it does move a hair more. And I was actually initially concerned about that, and I asked Invasion Toys why they did it that way. and they said their original prototype was snug, and they saw that that was causing the seal to rip and snag a lot more because it was snug. But having a little bit of space allowed you to take your booster box out, put your booster box in without the seal breaking. So I thought that was very interesting, and I think that makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't move a whole lot, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. So that's just kind of an initial look. You do have these rolled corners, which helps a little bit with keeping it from squishing. And other than that, it's pretty standard. 0.5 millimeters is a great size. I do expect that this will probably open up some, like when we drop it a few times. Yeah, we're gonna test this thing with the Battle Styles booster box inside of it. So that's a little overview of it. And it just so you know, if you guys want to pick some of these up after the testing, and if you're happy with how it performed, they are $6.50 a piece. And if you add multiples, like say you wanted to add several, the price does go down a little bit. And they are expected to ship out May of 2021, so next month. And you can check those out on the Invasion Toys app. You can check that out on the Invasion Toys store. And if they perform well, you can go pick those up. So, yes, there is a real Battle Styles booster box in here, and I'm honestly a little freaked out about that. We're gonna test it with the Battle Styles booster box in it, and that's why I said I'm not gonna push it to a point where I force it to fail, because I don't want to ruin the Battle Styles booster box. If it gets a little damaged, it is what it is. But we are going to test this with a real booster box inside of it. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and start off the testing. We are going to do a scratch test, we're going to do a mail test, and then we are going to do a drop test. So let's get these scratch tests started. So what we're going to do, nothing crazy. We're going to just use a pencil, and then we're going to use some scissors, and then we're going to use my trusty Benchmade, which obviously is going to scratch the tar out of it. So let's just go to the back, because there's less graphics on the back. We should be able to see it. This is just, you can see there are some scratches on it just because I've had it banging around in a box. I just want to see how it does if it really gets all scratched up, or it really gets messed up, or if it's scratch resistant to an extent. I don't expect it to survive the knife or the scissors, but I'm just curious. Okay, so you see I did all that, and really let's get the glare. Okay, that really didn't do much to it with that little pin, so that's not bad. So let's check out the scissors. Let's see what the scissors are gonna do. Oh yeah, boom, first right off the bat, the scissors, you see that? The scissors scratched it up. So, which is okay, like you see the scissors did all the scratching. That's okay, because you're wanting that to happen to the protector rather than if I did that with the actual booster box, the seal would have just been torn. And then I know the Benchmade is gonna cut it. So let's just give it a shot. And then yeah, the Benchmade's cutting it up too. Which if the scissors are gonna cut it up, the Benchmade's gonna cut it up. But you see all the little scratches right there. So I just thought that'd be a fun way just to test, how it does. We do have some scratches, but the scratches did not end up on the seal on our wrapping on the booster box, so that is a big plus. Okay, the next one is where I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start to get nervous. We're gonna start to get nervous on this one, and then the final one we're gonna really get nervous on. So we are going to simulate shipping this. Okay, so let's put this right here. We are going to simulate shipping it. Okay, just bear with me, okay? So let's take it and go ahead and wrap it up in some bubble wrap. All right, so we've got it wrapped in some bubble wrap. And then we've got our box, okay? Shipping box, bubble wrap. And we'll put a little bit of paper on the top. There we go. Here's that. Okay. All right. There we go. I am incredibly nervous. Now we have our booster box inside of our shipping box, okay? Sealed in the booster box, in bubble wrap. And we all know packages get abused in transit, right? So, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Okay, here we go. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! Okay, let's see how it does. All right. Yep. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Uh-huh. And just for good measure, oh Lord help us. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Okay. A piece of me is dying inside every time I do this. It's all in the name of science, my friends. All in the name of science. One more? Yeah? Let's do one more. Oh God. Okay. And a little more for good measure. My heart's pounding. My heart is pounding from that. Okay. All right. Let's see what the damage is. I am hoping that it really should be nothing. So if you're buying or selling a booster box, and say you sell a booster box for $400, well, isn't it worth putting a little protector on there that's, $6 just to give it that little extra protection and make sure it gets to them safe? So here's our booster box. Let's get it pulled out. Make sure y'all don't suspect I'm doing some type of a switcheroo on you. Okay. Got that. All right, look at this. So this didn't even open. That's nice. The protector itself does not seem damaged, so that is actually a good indication. Let's look at the booster box itself and the seal, because we shook that thing up. Do we see any scratches or tears in the seal? That's big what I'm looking for. That's a realistic thing that you very well could experience and could have to go through, is shipping a booster box to a potential buyer or a potential seller, as a seller shipping one out. I don't see any tears in the booster box, so that's actually a really, really positive thing that I'm excited about, because like I said, this is about 1/8 of an inch taller than the actual booster box, and I didn't know if that would tear. And on closer inspection, looks like we did generate a tiny crack right there. Okay, we did generate a tiny crack right there, but I mean, I shook the crap out of that thing, so that's not bad. So out of all of that, all we got was this one. Let's see, get this booster box out of the way. All we got was that one tiny crack right there that didn't even go all the way through. So for that shake, all those drops, that wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. The booster box is still in good shape, which is what we're wanting, what we're hoping for, right? And remember, this is a side loading. I just forgot that myself. So we'll get that back in there. Okay, so far, out of the 2 tests, we've done well. Now we're gonna do the test that I'm freaking out about. Okay, so to do the next test, to do the drop test, like I said, I'm not trying to push this thing to fail on purpose. I don't want to destroy the booster box on the inside if I can avoid it. We are going to drop this from about my chest height onto the ground, okay? I want to simulate if you are carrying it and you drop it. I want to simulate if it's on a shelf and it falls off the shelf, or if your shelf breaks. I've seen pictures of people's shelves and displays completely breaking. I want to simulate those things. So let's go to our next location and let's do this last test. Alrighty, y'all, so we are outside now. Excuse the dirt back there. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that we had a huge pipe burst and it turned half of our backyard into a dirt pit. So right here we have set up a little, basically I put down a cardboard box on the cement stones because like I said, I want to simulate a realistic drop. I don't want to throw this down on stones because that's not something that's going to happen all the time. So I put the cardboard box down to kind of simulate carpeting or like a padded, an engineered hardwood or something where there's padding below. So like I said, I didn't want to throw it down on stone and intentionally destroy it. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple different drops. Okay, we're going to drop it flat a couple times, and then we're going to intentionally drop it on its corner. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do our drops. This should be interesting. All right, first First drop, okay? I have another camera angle so you'll be able to see it landing, but here's the first one, okay? So we're gonna drop it, we're gonna do this first time dropping it flat. Okay, so dropping flat from about chest height. 3, 2, and 1. Well, I said flat, but it landed on the corner. All right, let's just try it again another couple times. Flat. This is probably 5 foot. Let's go again. So I say I'm trying to drop it flat, but I'm so high that it's twisting and landing on a corner. Do it again. Okay, let's drop it flat on another side. Let's drop it on the short side. Oh my gosh. Okay, now let's intentionally drop it on its corner. If I'm looking at it right now, after all those drops, honestly, I don't see any issues. Like, y'all there's no massive cracks. It's doing pretty well, to be honest with you. And like I said, I set this up to simulate carpeted floors. But I mean, so far, I have to say I'm impressed so far. So let's drop it on its corner a couple times on purpose. So, corner drop. That one looked like it might have hurt. That one looked like it might have hurt. All right, let's do another corner drop. Okay, so it's doing really well. Let's go a little higher, okay? So I'm holding it above my head. We're gonna drop it on the corner. This is a solid 6 foot drop with a booster box inside. All right. Ah, okay. Now that one caused it to pop open, okay? But other than it popping open, let's do that one more time. Here we go. Wow. Okay, I have to say, I'm relatively impressed, you guys. All those drops, no cracks, it only popped open, the flap popped open one time when I did that over the 6 foot drop, but nothing fell out. Like, look, it's still intact and still in pretty darn good shape. So let's go back inside and sit down in the studio and do a nice top-down look at it. But from my perspective, it's looking pretty good. And just to give you guys some perspective of this is how I set everything up with this box. The reason I did that is because right below it we have this stone, and obviously if I'm throwing this booster box on this stone, it's gonna crack and it's gonna fail, and that's not what I'm wanting to test. I'm not wanting to force it to fail. I'm wanting to do something realistic, which is why I set up the cardboard right here, which kind of, I mean, that's still a good drop to simulate carpeting, to simulate more of a realistic thing if the booster box fell off of your shelf or you dropped it in your house or something like that. All right, y'all, well, we're back in the studio, and I gotta say, this protector performed really freaking well. You guys saw everything. You saw the multiple drops, you saw the angles, you saw all that good stuff. This thing did great. It didn't break. It only popped open one time. So just from that, we're about to take a really closer look at the booster box. Was very impressed with how it did. So let's look at our booster box right here. Okay, so look, you can see I'm not seeing any real massive damage. Like I'll be able to use this after this video. So let's go ahead and first and foremost, let's open up the protector. Okay. So let's check out our booster box. So we did the shipping test and we did all of those drop tests. And so far as I can tell, this booster box is still as minty fresh as when I put it in there. We maybe have a tiny bit of wear right there, but that could have been there before and I just didn't notice it. I'm not seeing any tears in the booster box. We've got a little bit of wrinkling, but that's really not that big of a deal. No tears in the seal that I'm seeing. So just looking at the booster box from all of those tests, I see no tears. I see no dents. All of my corners are still nice and intact and not dented. Right there we have the teeniest of an issue, but again, like I said, that could have been there from the beginning. But this booster box still looks super minty. Like you wouldn't be able to distinguish this from a booster box that you pulled fresh from a case. After all those tests and all those drops, I'm really impressed that that looks as good as it does. So that's a huge win. So let's look at this Invasion Toys protector. I'm looking at the extent of the damage that I'm seeing is scratching. Okay, you can see right here the crack that we did when we were doing our shipping test has gotten a little bit bigger, but it's not all the way through, right? This thing did a great job, guys. Like, it did a really good job. I'm not seeing anything other than scratches. Looking at all the corners, like look at the corners. I don't see any separations on the glue. I don't see any separations in the corners. Nothing. So I'm really trying to be transparent and objective and honest with you guys. Yes, this video was sponsored by Invasion Toys because they sent the booster box and they sent the protector. But I set everything up to where if it could fail, it would fail. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. This looks good. It does not look like it's jacked up. It does not look like it's still, you know, it still maintains its integrity. I can still fold it up. I can pop it back open and, you know, get it ready to go. So if you bought some, they're going to come to you like this, right? And then you just pop them back open. And since I'm not seeing any issues on here at all, except for the crack from our shipping test, which is okay. Like, you could still use it to display or put it, you know, in a box to use this protector to keep it a little extra safe, which, like I said, if you have some more expensive modern booster boxes, $6.50 for one of these to keep it safe isn't bad. And it's still good to go. Honest to goodness, I am surprised that the drop tests with the heavy booster box inside of it didn't cause something to break, or that didn't cause the booster box wrapping to seal, or the booster box wrapping to tear or something like that. I'm honestly very surprised that that didn't happen. Because I mean, I'm 6'4", and those last couple drops, or I put it above my head and dropped it, and on its corners, and those were fair drops. Okay, to be fair, I'm seeing one other crack. Right there, okay? One other crack. Can you see it? Little crack right there that I didn't see before. But still, not horrible. Like, this performed very well. And like I said, it's not a bad value, guys. I would highly recommend picking up some of these. Like, I'll show you where to go. So what I like to do is I like to use the Invasion Toys app. So you can open up their app, and then boom, you're right here, and then you just go, I just go up to collections, and then trading cards, and then Pokemon, and then boom, it's right there, okay? And then you can click on it, and they are $6.50 for one, and if you buy more, then they're a little bit cheaper. So if you go to a 10-pack, then it comes out to $55. So they come down to $5.50 if you buy multiples of them. And yeah, the Invasion Toys app, and it says, if you look in the description, it says that they are expected to be here May of 2021. And I do have a discount code. If you use the code Applesauce, it will get you 5% off of orders over $20, I think. I didn't ask them if that'll apply to these protectors, but it's worth a try. But at $6.50 a protector, instead of $25 for an acrylic protector, if you don't want to go that route, if you want to go the route of something that's more affordable, At $6.50 a protector, buy yourself a 10-pack for $55, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a 10-pack to put all of my booster boxes in, because it just makes sense, so they're not, you know, they're not sliding around on top of each other where you have them in a shelf at the top of your closet like I do, or you have them displayed somewhere else. But at $6.50 for one, instead of $25 for an acrylic one, that's not bad. This is a very good value. So shout out to Invasion Toys. I think this is a solid product. I think it will be very, very helpful for storing modern booster boxes, guys. Modern booster boxes. I think it's a no-brainer. So download the Invasion Toys app, or just go to invasiontoys.com and pick yourself up some of these. They do ship out in May, and like everything I've done, I've tried my best to be transparent and like do real testing to show you guys realistically, like I'm really testing these things. They knew when they sent it to me that if it broke and it underperformed, that I was going to report that it broke and it underperformed, but it did not. It overperformed and it did a great job. So go pick yourself up some of these at invasiontoys.com or on the Invasion Toys app. Great price point. This is definitely what I'm going to be using. They sent me this one for free, but when I get off of this, I'm going to order 10 more. I think this is awesome. Great value. Super big thumbs up, Invasion Toys. And I'm speechless. I can't speak very well because I'm very impressed with how well these did. I'm going to go buy some. You should pick some up for yourself too. Alright my friends, well I hope I earned your subscription today. Check out some of my other videos, lots of fun stuff for you guys to enjoy. And if you haven't already, hit that subscription button and that notification bell. And like I always say, find somebody to love and serve today and be the change you want to see in the world. We'll see you next time.